And Nita looked after the property we were in wonderfully, and I just bought it for her as a thank you for looking after everything.
The first thing you thought was a jewel because you love jewellery?
Yes.
Was that
Yes.
A lovely lady deserves lovely jewellery.
quite right? So then you bought it, you took it home, and you thought, well, how am I going to give this? Or
it was coming up to Easter, and so I put in a chocolate Easter egg, wrapped it all back up again.
You put this in a chocolate Easter egg?
Yes, re-wrapped it.
What, with the foil over the top
gold
as well?
foil.
Oh, yes, that works.
And back in the box?
Yes,
Right.
and I gave it to my wife. And what did you say?
Well, I had decided to go on a diet, yet another diet.
We always go on diets at Easter time, definitely when it's chocolate.
So I said, oh, it's lovely of you, but really, I didn't want to have any more Easter eggs or...
Edwardian opal-and-diamond pendants like this one were the high-fashion summer evening jewel of London society between roughly 1900 and 1910. The knife-wire links, fine gold rods drawn to a hair's thickness, were a hallmark of the Hatton Garden workshops, aiming to make the stones appear to float without the visible support of a heavier setting. Opals of this calibre were arriving in the British jewellery trade from the new Australian fields. Lightning Ridge in New South Wales had begun producing commercially around the turn of the 20th century, and within a decade was supplying most of the world's market for fine black opal.
Delicate, but yes.
It is. That's why it's so elegant.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And you've got here the cushion-shaped diamonds.
Right.
And they're on these very fine knife wire little links there, so that it really is making the stones stand out and not the gold. You know, the gold is there to facilitate the stones. I mean, valued. In an auction, you probably are going to be looking in the region of £3,000 to £5,000.
Lovely, lovely. Don't think I'll be parting with it then.
Well, I should hope not. I should hope not, and I hope you're going to wear it and enjoy it.
Yes, indeed.
And
along with a lot of mess silver, he was in the Royal Scots Fusiliers.
Right.
And the regiment was going to India, and my father retired. That was in 1935, I think. Right. And he bought this and several other pieces, which I didn't keep when he died. I sold them because, quite honestly, insurances and everything else was too much. Yes. But I've always loved this.
I'm not surprised, actually, because looking at it very quickly, my initial reaction is a spoon warmer.
Absolutely. Then you get a big surprise when you open the lid.
This is it, because now, a money box?
Yes, a swear box on the table.
A swear box?
Yes.
Oh, is that?
Nautilus shell silver objects in this form were made in their thousands across Britain in the second half of the 19th century, almost always in electroplate, almost always as actual spoon warmers for the Victorian dining room. The silver, full hallmark, locking variant is a Dublin peculiarity, a private commission for a wealthy household that wanted a parlour amusement rather than a kitchen tool. A Victorian sovereign was 22-carat gold weighing just under 8 grams, and the swearing penalties recorded in surviving Victorian household ledgers were typically a shilling or more per oath, a real financial discouragement at a time when a working man's weekly wage was around 25 shillings.
Is original to the Nautilus shell.
Yes.
It's lovely the way they've done the flush hinge there as well.
Yes, I think it's lovely.
Because had this been a spoon warmer, either it would have been left open.
Right.
Some do have lids, but they have a slot cut at the front for the spoon.
Yes.
So this convinces me
that it is a swear box.
That it was made as a swear box.
Yes.
So, fascinating object. I have to say it's a very difficult object to put a value on. Have you got it insured or anything?
It's it's in, it's in the household insurance. I have.
Oh, it's not specified.
No.
I suggest you perhaps insure it for somewhere around 5,000.
Really?
This video is brought to you by Velco, the antique identifier app. Snap a photo of any item and Velco gives you an instant identification and a value estimate from its database of millions of antiques and collectibles. Available free on the App Store and Google Play. Now back to the appraisals.
A lovely box like this, I would always open this because I think this is going to contain something very special. It's a box of the very highest quality, made from ebony with brass inlay. There are 2 border lines, a scutcheon, and to protect it whenever the butler drops it, there's brass-bound corners. So let's open it up, and my choice would have been absolutely correct. There is a wonderful pair of pistols in here, Have you had any thoughts what these were originally made for?
Well, I thought perhaps they...
Liège in southern Belgium was the unrivaled centre of the European gunsmithing trade through the 19th century. Its workshops supplied pistols to half the continent's army officers and to most of the gentlemen's outfitters in London and Paris. Saloon pistols of this caliber were designed for indoor target practice in the gun room of a country house, fired at paper targets at perhaps 10 paces. The 7mm rimfire cartridge was a French invention, patented by Louis Flaubert in 1845, and it remained in production for sport shooting well into the 20th century.
These pistols are of really the highest quality. They've got ebony stocks, the barrels are blued, and there's a little tiny bit of silver and gold inlaid foliage on the breech. And they are just wonderful, beautiful quality things. They can be owned by anybody without a licence. And I think if these appeared at auction, they would do £5,000 very easily. And on a really good day, they might do 10.
Wow, that's fantastic.
I think they're fantastic.
Well, thank you very much indeed.
They're painted in oil on a small oak panel. And I think this is 17th century, so let us say it will date from about 1630, 1640.
Right. Made
probably in and around the Antwerp area. And the inspiration of the paintings is after somebody called Jan Brueghel. Wonderfully minutely detailed landscapes. This one here with a winter landscape, you've got the real feeling of the cold and the frost and the snow. But my favourite is this.
The centre one.
This wonderful one. It draws your eye into the
going right in
across the bridge.
The interior of this cabinet hides one of the most extraordinary survivals in 18th century furniture, a complete bank of small Flemish landscape paintings on oak panels, executed in oil in the 17th century in the workshops around Antwerp, in the manner of Jan Brueghel the Elder. Brueghel School produced thousands of these cabinet-scale landscapes between 1600 and 1650 for the European luxury market. They were collected by Habsburg princes, Medici dukes, and the Antwerp merchant class who could afford a private gallery. The paintings would have been commissioned separately, then inset into the cabinet doors as a wedding gift to a couple wealthy enough to keep their treasures behind a locked, mirrored interior.
Well, if I said that I think you should insure it for in the region of 15,000, we would be nearer the mark.
Really.
Italian dress daggers of this date were the ceremonial accessory of the high Renaissance courtier, worn from the belt of a velvet doublet at the courts of Florence, Milan, and the papal palaces in Rome. The combination of banded agate and carnelian on the grip, gemstones cut by Italian lapidaries working in Venice, Naples, and the Medici workshops, was a deliberate display of wealth. The dagger's value lay almost entirely in the handle, not the blade. The Latin name Carolus inscribed on the blade is a deliberately ambiguous flourish. It might refer to an owner, a patron, or a royal saint, and was meant to read as importantly as possible.
When I saw it, obviously the first thing that attracted me was the use of minerals, hard stones, in conjunction with silver to form this delicious handle. Because with two minerals, we've banded agate, and then we've got the use of carnelian, these two inverted balusters conjoined by a fluted knop, mounted with silver. But you know, this is a dagger. But it's terribly elegant. It's actually so finely made that it couldn't really...
The hidden by-knife folded into the sheath was the practical detail behind the ceremony. In the 16th century, communal cutlery was not provided at a host's table. Even at a royal banquet, the diner was expected to bring his own implement for cutting meat. A by-knife of this caliber, kept slim enough to slide into the dagger sheath, identified its owner as a man who travelled prepared and who could be seated next to a duke. Surviving examples in this complete condition are scarce, with comparable pieces held in the great European arms collections such as the Wallace collection in London and the Bargello in Florence.
Well, this would just go a bomb with that. Yes. Let's have a look at the whole thing. There we go. The blade's just had its tip knocked off, but shows lovely wear and tear, commensurate with its age. But it holds a little secret, doesn't it? The little by-knife. Yes. Just pull that out. And before the regular use of cutlery provided for you, you would carry your own little by-knife. What a great thing to own. Yeah.
Yeah, very fortunate, yes.
Yeah, so the link to Charles I we're going to have to accept a little bit tenuous, but, you know, look at it, it's a serious European work of art. The lapidary work is absolutely fabulous. And in the sunshine, the colours of the natural mineral and the banding is just gorgeous. So what about value? You've got it well insured? Sounds a bit of a cliched question, but...
It is insured, yes.
It is insured. Right, well, I think an auction estimate would have to be, considering its provenance, between £15,000 and £25,000.
Really? Yeah.
It's very, very rare.
Perhaps I need to insure it more. Thank you very much indeed.
The bichwa, its name meaning scorpion sting in Hindi for the curved double-edged blade, was a Maratha and Deccan court weapon carried by noblemen across central and southern India through the 17th and 18th centuries. The bronze grip on this example carries an entire Hindu narrative, the story of Sati, daughter of Daksha, who threw herself onto her father's sacrificial fire after he refused to honor her husband Shiva. The kata, the punch dagger above it, is a peculiarly Indian weapon, gripped through a horizontal bar so the blade extends forward from the fist, and 17th century shellguard examples are among the most sought-after types in international arms collecting today.
So she attended and threw herself on the fire in protest.
Okay.
When Shiva heard, he plucked one of his dreadlocks, threw it on the floor, and up sprung Veerabhadran, who is a protagonist of the story and is pictured right here. Veerabhadran attended the ceremony and he replaced Daksha's head with a goat's head.
Oh.
And we can see Daksha pictured very meekly with a ram's head. And then Shivan's...
The Karnataka status weapon at the bottom of the group was made in the South Indian tradition for a Maharaja. The level of inlay work and the unusual subject matter mark it as a special commission rather than a piece from the workshop's general production. Comparable katars have sold at the major European arms auctions in the tens of thousands of pounds. The unique Karnataka piece has no documented sale parallel, and the appraiser's £30,000 to £40,000 estimate is conservative. Indian arms have appreciated sharply over the last decade as Indian buyers have begun repatriating museum-grade pieces from European collections.
A wonderful group, and you are unlikely to be able to find anything on the market nowadays. So your father was really collecting at the right time. Do you know how much he paid for the object?
I think in total around £10,000.
He bought very well. In fact, he got his investment back right with this piece here, £8,000 to £10,000.
Wow.
The punch dagger, the katar at the top here, a similar one was sold in a German auction a few years ago, approximately £30,000, £35,000, if memory serves me. The one at the front, it's unique. A conservative figure would be £30,000 to £40,000.
Oh my, right.
Total value, we're looking at £70,000 to £80,000, and that's
wow.
Being conservative.
Great, lovely, thank you very much.
Is that what you expected?
A lot more than what I expected.
Thank you so much for bringing them along.
Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, hit the like button and subscribe so you don't miss the next. And there are plenty more incredible appraisals waiting for you on the channel, go check them out.